garbage. This here, also a trash can. Before you jump to any conclusions about the 10R80, let me give you my thoughts and opinion about this transmission. Today, I'm going to show you the full overhaul process of a 10R80. This was a job performed on a 2020 Expedition by Jake, as you'll see in the video. This job was under warranty, so we didn't replace all the parts that we would usually in a customer pay sense. So what vehicles can you find this 10R80 in? Well, first I want to say that there's 3 different types of 10-speed transmissions out from Ford Motor Company right now. There's a 10R60, a 10R80, and a 10R140. You can find the 10R80 in the 2017 Up F-150s. Small note here, 17 model year was only the 3.5 EcoBoost that received a 10-speed. You can also find it in the 2018 Up Expeditions, 2019 Up Rangers, 2018 Up Mustangs, 2018 Up Lincoln Navigators, and, well, you can really find it in the newer GMs. The Chevys and the GMCs, the trucks, their Tahoes, they all have 10L80s in them now, which I'm here to tell you is the exact same thing. The 10R80 was a joint venture. Really, the whole 10-speed platform was a joint venture in between Ford and GM. So it's basically the same thing. It's also worth noting that the 10R60 and 10R140 are absolutely identical almost. They're just a little bit smaller, or in the case of the 140, a little bit bigger. What issues have made this transmission known for failures? Well, the first one is the CDF drum. There's a bushing inside of this drum that will slide down, causing the Teflon seal that rides inside of that bushing to basically just get destroyed. A lot of times it'll push it completely off of that shaft, so you'll have a major pressure loss. This is a known issue. This has been going on for years. They only came out with about 7 bulletins by now for this issue, so this is a really common thing with the 10-speed. Other than the CDF drum, we see a lot of outer shell problems. The aluminum is a lot softer than the steel material they make the F clutches out of, so it would beat indentions into the outer shell, the F clutches will, and they can potentially stick inside of those little divots and cause the clutch pack to stick occasionally, making weird shifts and things like that. Other than the CDF drum and the outer shell, one of the most common things is the valve body. We see a ton of these, see a lot of fine metallic contamination get inside of these and cause them to do all kind of wonky stuff. So that's why we always replace a new valve body anytime we overhaul one. Now, we occasionally will see a torque converter shutter that's not near as common as the 6R80s, but we still do sometimes see a converter shutter. I've also seen a few of them that would make noises from the pump. If you know anything about the 10-speeds, they don't have a traditional pump that's driven off the shaft. This is a gear-driven, gerotor-style pump that is real similar to like a power steering pump. I've occasionally seen them make a little noisy, but that's not something that's super common. What has Ford done to solve these problems moving forward? Well, the first one and the biggest thing is they have revised that CDF drum bushing. They put a lip at the top of that bushing so that it cannot slide up through that drum anymore and cause any kind of sealing issues with the Teflon seals. Once you put that new updated CDF drum bushing in there, you really don't ever have any more issues with the CDF drum. They updated the CDF drum in production for all vehicles built after December 23rd, 2022. So the majority of the 23 model year are going to have the updated, but some of them could. You just need to look at the build date inside your driver door. They also anodized the outer shell to harden the aluminum. This is supposed to help with those F clutches beating out on the inside. This also changed the outer shell from a silver color to a black color. The updated outer shell is still pretty new, so we haven't been able to fully concur if this solves the issue or not. We'll probably be able to let you know in the future as we install more of these things and see how well they work. I can definitely tell you that the updated CDF drum does work. We've installed hundreds of those by now. The outer shell is somewhat a fairly new thing. Ford has also changed a lot of the software over the years that this transmission has been out to try to help with a lot of these shifting issues. If you've driven a like 21 Up 10-speed, you'd probably find that it doesn't shift as kind of wonky as what the older ones did. The 17, 18, 19, and 20s, they would skip gears a lot and would cause them really to shift wonky a lot. Very happy to see that Ford has moved away from the skipping gears constantly to try to obtain the best fuel mileage and just moving back into a hit every gear kind of thing. The newer ones seem to shift a lot better. So what are my thoughts on the 10R80? Well, first, I really don't think you can beat what you get as far as performance goes and as far as fuel mileage goes. These things are really just ahead of everything else on the market when it comes to those two items. Now, it's worth noting I have rebuilt hundreds of these things, so obviously I'm probably going to love them. They paid my bills for a few years now. I can understand why the 10-speed has gotten such a bad rap. The 10R80 has one major flaw, which is that CDF drum I mentioned earlier. If they would have machined the lip into those drums back in 2017, I wouldn't be making this video right now. This issue should honestly be recalled by Ford, but they know just like I do that this would cost them hundreds of millions of dollars. That's why I tell people that this will never be anything more than a service bulletin from Ford. It will most likely never be recalled. I'm not a GM guy, but I've heard GM was able to get the updated drum into their 10 speeds because they waited so long to put this on market. They didn't really rush it like Ford did. Ford wanted to be the first one out, which was a great thing in some ways and a bad thing in others. Not sure about if GM actually got the updated drum into theirs, but I would think it would make sense considering I've never really even heard of a 10L80 CDF drum bushing move. So would I personally buy a 10-speed? Well, the short answer is I already own one. So mine is a 2023 model and it doesn't have that old CDF drum. I was able to wait long enough to get the updated one. I would own more 10-speed vehicles if they didn't cost as much as a kidney transplant. Go push that Trump button 2024 and maybe I'll be able to afford a few more. How bad is the 10R80 gonna hurt my pocketbook? Well, if you go buy a used 10-speed from a junkyard, you're absolutely crazy. And if that's all you can afford, you probably just need to save some more money. If you take a quick Google, I'm sure you'll find some $4,000 to $5,000 reman units, but by the time you add tax and shipping, it's more like $5,000 to $6,000. Not to mention, almost no shop is going to install a transmission that they didn't sell you. That's sort of how they keep the lights on. You're probably going to be around $7,000 to $9,000 deep by the time it's all totaled in most cases for one of those Google reman units, what I like to call them. A new unit from Ford is $7,000 to $9,000 depending on where you buy it. So by the time that's done, it can be a $9,000 to $11,000 ordeal. I can't speak as to what every shop charges for an overhaul, but I can tell you that our rebuild is $5,500. That comes with a new torque converter, a new valve body, a new outer shell, a new CDF drum, a new shaft that goes inside the CDF drum, all new seals, all new clutches, and all new steels. $5,500 out the door. That's parts, labor, installed, the whole work. And if you're calling or would like to know if you can pull yours out and send it to me and I can rebuild it and send it back, no, we don't do that. Unfortunately, we need to be able to test these things. We're not a remanufacturer of them. We're an actual shop where we have to install them. So if you're interested in maybe getting your transmission rebuilt, that sounds like a good price point for you, shoot us an email. Email will be posted down below in the description, or you can find it in the bio. I would really love to hear some of you guys' experiences with the 10R80. I'd love to hear how much it costs you to have yours rebuilt or replaced, what you think about this transmission, some of the issues that you've experienced with this transmission. The 10R80 is definitely around for the long haul. It's not going anywhere. This is going to be produced for the next several years from two of the biggest manufacturers here in the States. So if you're not on board with it, you probably need to start getting on board with it. All right, guys, so that's probably going to wrap us up for this one. I really appreciate you guys watching. And if you haven't already went and pressed that like button, what are you doing? Go press the like button. Go press the like button. Go press the like button, please. All right, I will catch y'all guys in the next one. Peace.